Titus 2:13 and 1 Thessalonians 4, again, verses 13 through 18. And again, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 50 through, guess what? 54. Those are obviously three passages of Scripture you need to study and know well, along with John 14. I think you'll see it's our blessed hope, and God is not going to point us to his wrath. We're his bride. Now, why is it so important, in my estimation, why is it so important to keep the rapture and the second coming distinct? Lots of reasons, but let me summarize a few of them. If the rapture and the second coming are the same event, believers will have to go through the tribulation. 1 Thessalonians 5:9 and Revelation 3:10. Again, I've already mentioned that to me just doesn't fit with the character nature of our God and his plan for Israel, because he always deals with the church and Israel separate. And no, the church has not replaced Israel. And yes, God is not done with Israel. I have many videos on my channel that discuss that and go into detail on that. Check those out. And secondly, if the rapture and second coming are again the same event, the return of Christ is not imminent. Many things must occur before we can return. Again, Matthew 24, verses 40 to 30. And thirdly, in describing the tribulation period, Revelation chapters 6 through 9, by the way, that are describing that period, nowhere mentions the church. Yes, the church is not mentioned in those chapters anywhere. In fact, the last time the church is mentioned in the book of Revelation is chapter 4, verse 1 and 2 and 3, when the Apostle John was commanded to go up to heaven. And that occurs after the church age in chapters 2 and 3. You can see that. And watch my video on the book of Revelation explained in 5 minutes. It covers that. But again, nowhere in the book of Revelation from chapter 6 to 19 do you see the church mentioned. Now, during the tribulation period, also called the time of Jacob's trouble, there in Jeremiah 30, God will again turn his primary attention to Israel. And yes, you see that spelled out in the New Testament as well by the Apostle Paul as he wrote the letter to the Romans in chapter 11, verses 17 through 31. So let's wrap this up. The rapture and the second coming are similar, but two separate events. So both are end times events. Both involve Jesus' returning. However, it is crucially important to recognize the differences. In summary, simply, the rapture is the return of Christ in the clouds to remove all believers from the earth before the time of God's wrath comes. The second coming is the return of Christ to the earth to bring tribulation to an end and to defeat the Antichrist and his evil world empire. So please check out the references down below. I have several videos on the tribulation, the pre-tribulation rapture explained. I have one video talking about the tribulation, pre-tribulation rapture controversy, but check out those videos. I ask you questions down here and share this. But this is a doctrine that you really want to understand, and remember, it is our blessed hope, and it helps us properly interpret the rest of Scripture so we don't symbolize and spiritualize, especially the book of Revelation. We can read it literally and interpret it as future coming and the blessed hope. Hope this has encouraged you, and look up, because our redemption draws nigh. Soon and very soon, we're going to see our King. Lord, come quickly.